All right. Next we're going to hear from the lovely Ayesha again on healthcare. Ayesha Kreutz. Ayesha. Wait a second. Ayesha is the mother of Matthew Kreutz, a chaplain, the mother of 3, and a defender of life from the womb to the grave.
All right, hi and good afternoon. I'm Ayesha Kreutz, and I am one of those angry, racist Tea Partiers that the liberal media loves to hate. In March of this year, during a victory interview, the Socialist Congressman John Dingell from the late great state of Michigan, home of the recently nationalized Government Motors, had something very revealing to say about the health care bill and why it doesn't fully get its claws into our flesh until 2014. He said the harsh fact of the matter is that we're going to pass legislation that will cover 300 million American people in different ways, and it takes a long time to do the necessary administrative steps to put the legislation together to control the people. Did you get that? He's saying that it will take some time to get the bureaucracies in place to control the people. Well, I don't know what country he's from or what country the president's from, but I don't remember the people of the United States crying out that they wanted the government to control them. Do you want to be controlled by the government? Me neither. That's right. It actually seems to me that everything the Obama regime and his team of power-hungry socialist Democrats does and plans to do in the future is about getting control of the people. As we all know, the healthcare takeover is nothing more than a scheme to eliminate the insurance industry through regulation and then take it over by putting everyone on Medicare and Medicaid, which are the largest deniers of healthcare who can't be sued and print their own money. Then controlling every aspect of our lifestyle by threatening to withhold health care from those who don't live properly. Me, I like salt and tasty foods, and hey, if you want to have a cigar and a glass of wine, so be it. All I know is that I don't want to be controlled. Another thing on deck is cap and tax bill, which will use junk science as an excuse to impose tens of thousands of taxes and regulations on energy exploration and consumption. If this passes, it will devastate us. Our dollar, already under pressure from the trillions of borrowing to fund the Obama regime, will become even more devalued as the cost of oil is purposely increased. Oil being the component in the cost of everything that we buy or use will cause hyperinflation as the prices skyrockets. And the value of the fixed incomes of our retired folks will decrease due to this hyperinflation. President Reagan often reminded us that it was Lenin who used to brag that the government-caused inflation was the easiest way to increase taxes. But that's not enough for the Obama regime. They want to accelerate the hyperinflation by using some global warming junk science to demand more taxes on these already high-priced commodities. Increasing the cost of oil will only cause us to use less of it and will result in less travel, colder homes, and the inevitable decrease in our lifestyle. The Obama regime wants to control how much energy that we use. Me, I don't want to be controlled. And speaking of man-made global warming, what a joke. The Obama regime wants us to believe that farting cows and carbon dioxide causes the atmosphere to warm. It doesn't. Water vapor in the atmosphere causes the air to hold hot heat. And it doesn't take a genius to know that. And that's why you hook a humidifier to your furnace and not something that pumps out carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. Instead, it's one of the main ingredients in photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll yield oxygen for us to breathe and plant sugars for us to eat. It's an absolute necessity in the cycle of life. Yet the liberals who run the government-run education system, if you can still even call it that, want our children to hate carbon dioxide as if it was Mother Nature's kryptonite. It's all just another way to regulate and control everyone. They want us to believe that government is our God. Well, me, I don't want to worship government, and I don't want to be controlled. Now, I do believe that a good education creates exceptional citizens, intelligent enough to live in a free country. Education is the ultimate eradication tool for poverty and financial illiteracy. But any government responsible for this government-run system boondoggle should have too much shame to even suggest they should be in charge of our healthcare system. Think about it. We put more money after more money after more money into this joke, and all we ever get is lower test scores and complaints on how class sizes need to be smaller, and there isn't enough money. Well, how about this? Try something different. Test the teacher's ability to teach. Fire the ones that aren't good. And make class sizes larger, only keeping the most capable teachers, and return to the mentor system. Maybe children could get an education then. As it stands, we get graduates who are functionally illiterate and have to take remedial courses once they get to college. The unspoken secret is that they want us to be functionally illiterate because those who know how to read and actually do read end up becoming conservatives. But liberal illiterates are easier to control. And me, I don't want to be controlled. On top of all of that, the Obama regime has nationalized the college student loan system. That's right. As Senator Lamar Alexander noted, the government will borrow money from China for 2.8% interest, lend it to the American students for 6.8% interest, and use the 4% difference to fund his health care takeover. That plays right into the previously passed GIVE Act, H.R. 1388, which creates mandatory service for our youth who get student loans from the government, which is now the only way for them to get a student loan. His goal is to create a domestic people's army of community agitators that will work directly for the president. With both healthcare and student loans nationalized, do not think for a second that the Obama's drive towards totalitarian fascism/communism isn't breaking the sound of speed. He wants us to control our beliefs and actions of the students whose families aren't fortunate enough to have enough money to pay for the ever-increasing cost of big government. Me, I don't want to be controlled, and I don't want my daughters being controlled either. All of these things just equal big government and deficit. So stop spending. If we let this nonsense stand, and if we go quietly into America's sunset without fighting to stop this, the government will then legalize the illegal aliens, turn the United States into a one-party welfare state, take our guns, slam us with a huge value-added tax, and control us absolutely. That we are standing here athwart history yelling stop is what Ronald Reagan would call mourning in America. So please commit to finding a person, someone you know, anyone, a random stranger from now until November, educate them on the facts, tell them about socialism and communism, and talk about their common consequence of totalitarianism, which is what it takes to make a social command economy work. But it only works until it collapses. This country does not want or need any more bailouts or giveaway programs. We want freedom, and we will hold you all accountable and not vote for any person, party, or program that continues to tax us and enslave us. Me, I'm yelling stop now. I'm sick of a big government that wants to control me. And let me leave you with this one last thought. It comes from Patrick Henry. During the Revolutionary days, he said, "Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death."
Thank you, Ayesha.